Welcome to Extreme Telugu. Today we are going to see 10th class chemistry, that is lesson number 2, chemical equations. This is the first lesson in chemistry. Here in this topic we are going to see activity 1, activity 2 and activity 3. And after seeing these three activities, we are going to be having our conclusion derived. These three activities are very important activities, and many times for 2 marks these activities have been asked. So let us try to understand what is the activity and what is the meaning of this activity or conclusion that is to be taken from this activity. So let us have a glance at activity number 1, that is nothing but calcium oxide and hydrogen. If they are combined, if they are made to react with each other, then what will happen? Let us try to understand. Calcium oxide is called as quicklime. And this quicklime is a powder. Calcium oxide is a powder. But when it is added with H2O, that is nothing but water, then addition of calcium oxide and water will give you calcium hydroxide, CaOH taken twice. This is called as lime water. This is called as lime water. What is this flow exactly? This flow is here number 1 and number 2. These two are two different chemical substances. First one being calcium oxide, which is also called as quicklime, which you generally see the powder which is used to whitewash your house. That is nothing but calcium oxide powder. In Telugu it is called as sunnam. So that is a substance, and second substance is water, which is well known to you. These two chemicals react with each other. And while they react with each other, if you stir that solution with your hand, you will feel some heat is produced in that particular solution. That too, it gives a white colored solution or slightly blue colored solution, that is called as lime water, calcium hydroxide. So here the conclusion is number 1, when we are stirring that solution, we will feel that some heat is produced while the powder is getting mixed into water. So heat is produced. Point number 1, heat is produced. Let us see point number 2. Point number 2 is calcium oxide is a powder which is white in color probably, or slight blue in color, bluish white in color. But when this powder is being added into transparent water, the solution is no longer being transparent. The solution has become slightly white colored with a bluish color solution. So color and state of material is changed. Color is changed and state of the material is also changed. Calcium oxide is solid, but when it is mixed into liquid, that is water, the color has been changed as well as it has become a solution which is nothing but aqueous liquid. So material's color has been changed and material's state has been changed. So these are the conclusions here in this activity 1. Calcium oxide, which is also called as quicklime, when it is reacted with water, we are getting chemical which is nothing but number 3 here. First 2 chemicals are intermixing with each other. They are called as reactants. These are called as reactants. And third chemical is produced after reaction. So it is called as product. The chemicals which are coming together and intermixing, they are called as reactants. After mixing, we are getting a new chemical which might be changed in color with respect to original chemicals, which might be having a changed state, physical state with respect to original chemicals, which might be having changed chemical formula with respect to original reactants. So such kind of chemical which has been produced during the reaction is called as product. Here you can see chemical formula of quicklime is CaO. Chemical formula of water is H2O. Chemical formula of calcium hydroxide, lime water, is CaOH taken twice. So different materials with different chemical formulae are intermixing and producing one more different chemical with a different chemical formula, calcium hydroxide, CaOH taken twice. So conclusion is, we may have change in color, we may have change in physical state, and we may have change in chemical combination, chemical formula also. Such kind of reaction is called as chemical reaction. This is conclusion of activity number 1. Now let us see activity number 2. In activity number 2, we are taking 2 beakers. In beaker number 1, which is labeled as A, we took 100 ml water, and beaker number 2, which is labeled as B, there also we took 100 ml water. That means 100 ml each. Each beaker has been filled with 100 ml water, and into first beaker we have added some Na2SO4, which is nothing but sodium sulfate. Na2SO4, some Na2SO4, sodium sulfate has been added, and some barium chloride, BaCl2, has been added into second. So question number 1 is, as soon as you have added, say, a spoonful of sodium sulfate, here a spoonful of barium chloride into this water, then what did you see here? You see 2 solutions formed that are transparent. They are like water only, they are transparent, pretty much transparent. For example, if you take water and add 1 spoon of salt into that water, then this 1 spoon of salt, if you are stirring into water, water still remains colorless, transparent only. Why? Why? Because 1 tablespoon of salt has been dissolved into water. So same way, here 1 spoon of sodium sulfate, if you are mixing into water, it dissolves into water, producing a transparent solution. The same happens with the solution of barium chloride also. Now, what we have to do is, into the beaker A, we are pouring some solution which is present in the beaker B. That is nothing but, here we have got sodium sulfate solution, into which we are pouring some barium chloride solution. Some barium chloride solution has been poured into sodium sulfate solution. That is, some portion, some liquid from beaker B has been poured into beaker A. When we pour some part of barium chloride from beaker 2 into beaker 1, that is consisting of sodium sulfite, then we will get a white colored solution being formed, and after some time you will see that this white colored precipitation occupies the entire bottom of beaker A. The total bottom side is going to be having some solid particles which settle down in the solution. This can be understood by allowing buttermilk to settle down for 1 hour. You will see that light water will come up and heavy particles of curd will go down and they occupy the bottom. This is called as precipitation. Such white colored precipitation you will see occupying the bottom of beaker B. That means here the color of sodium sulfate is transparent, the color of barium chloride solution is transparent, but when two transparent solutions are coming and mixing up, they are giving a white colored solution. That too, here we are having a precipitation formed. What is that precipitation formed? The answer is, this precipitation is nothing but here barium, here sulfate. We will have BaSO4, barium sulfate, to be formed. From first chemical, barium has been taken. From second chemical, sulfate has been taken, and barium sulfate chemical is formed. The color of barium sulfate is white and it is not soluble in water. As it is not soluble in water, you will have the precipitation formed, and this precipitation settles down in the bottom of the beaker. So, the conclusions that are to be drawn here, once again, are we will have change in color when chemical reaction takes place. So, color can be changed. Second one is, here the important conclusion that can be drawn is precipitation. Formation of precipitation. What is the meaning of precipitation? The meaning of precipitation is the solid particles, which are heavy particles, which are not soluble in that particular solution, will come down, will settle down at the bottom of the beaker. This is called as precipitation. This is activity number 2. Now let us see activity number 3. Activity number 3 is nothing but reaction of zinc with hydrogen chloride, that is hydrochloric acid. In this reaction, what will happen? Let us try to understand. Take a conical flask. In this conical flask, add some zinc particles, zinc granules. Take some zinc granules and drop them into the conical flask, and take some dilute hydrochloric acid and pour into the flask. This is dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid. What is the meaning of dilute? The meaning of dilute is, it is not pure, it is not concentrated, it has been added with some water. So pure HCl, when it is added with some water, then it is called as dilute HCl. We are taking the dilute HCl and adding into the conical flask. Now, the acid reacts with zinc granules. And here, after few seconds of time, what shall we do is, we take a burning matchstick nearer to the mouth of the conical flask. Then you will observe that this matchstick will be put off with a pop sound. With a pop sound, it will put off. The fire will go off. What is the meaning of this? That means this reaction has given some gas which is making the matchstick to put off with a pop sound. And in chemistry, if we study what is the gas which makes a burning stick to put off with a pop sound, if we find answer to this question, the answer is hydrogen gas puts off a burning object with a pop sound. That means some gas is released here, and that too, that gas is nothing but hydrogen gas. What is the reaction here? Zinc plus HCl, 2 molecules of HCl we will take. We will get ZnCl2, zinc chloride, and 2 hydrogen atoms will form a hydrogen molecule H2. And you know, hydrogen is not solid nor liquid, it is a gas. So whenever we write an arrow mark, upward arrow mark, that means it is a gas. So this gas is making the matchstick to put off with a pop sound. Here the activity completes. Conclusions from this activity. Conclusions are, once again, here we have got chemical reaction being taken place to produce a new chemical. In this case, the new chemical produced is nothing but zinc chloride, which is a salt. And more importantly, what we have to observe here is hydrogen gas is produced. Here, zinc is solid, HCl is liquid or aqueous, and H2 is gas. A solid reacts with liquid to produce gas. So this is a change. Here, conclusion is, sometimes gases may be evolved in chemical reactions. Gases may be evolved in chemical reactions. So, activity number 1, activity number 2, activity number 3. 3 activities have been completed. Now, let us try to have the conclusions segregated together. Now, let us see the total conclusion, overall conclusion that can be drawn from activity 1, activity 2 and activity 3 together. First one is, during chemical reactions, there may be a change in color or there may be a change in state to form new chemical substances. Second one is, there may be formation of precipitation. Third one is, there may be formation of a gas. A gas may be evolved. And here mainly the important terms that can be drawn from this entire series of activities is, we have to draw 2 important terms, that is nothing but reactants and products. The chemicals that are getting into the chemical reaction are called as reactants. The chemicals that are produced from the chemical reaction that are called as products. Hope you understood this video. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to like our video. Keep watching our channel Extreme Telugu. Thank you.